Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. Mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. Well, today it's PowerPoint presentation day. For those of you who are new to my Dharma rants, I used to share a little presentation literacy like this at the Yoga Circle from 1985 through 2019. Here's the kind of stuff I try to put out there for people to resonate with, so you could recognize. This one's called Journey to the Center. Doesn't matter which culture you're coming from, everybody had some way. So we start off, of course, with Shiva, the Lord of Yogis, the Lord of Yoga. Krishna is the Lord of Yogis. How about that distinction? Buddha is just like Shiva, but without the creator aspect of it. The meditating yogi, right? So that's the first thing. We're all on a pilgrimage, and as Joseph Campbell says, as long as you know the pilgrimage is to your own heart, then you'll do it in a meditative way. And you can't know ahead of time that you didn't have to go all the way to Sri Lanka before you realize it was right in your own heart. But that's how these things work. All right, so we're taking the pilgrimage to the center. And here's the different ways that people have thought about the center. Whether it's the labyrinth, the maze that you get in there, and it seems like it's designed to keep you in there. But the idea is a convoluted path, this way, that way. Stop, now I have to go back, retrace my steps until I find my way to the center. But it's also reflected in the Axis Mundi, the world tree, like an avatar, every living ecological system connected to every other one. And it's vibrating in a way where it's also in harmony with human beings. All right, it can have the shamanic celestial tree if you're out there in Mongolia. Same idea. It connects this world to the celestial world. The world navel, how they set up these rocks to indicate some kind of center with like the different directions and so forth. Also called the omphalos, like the umbilical cord, right? One of the old Greek ways of having a pathway icon that leads you to the center. It could be entering the center of the temple. Watch all these temple things. This is amazing. The Egyptians did it this way. The Islamic culture did it this way with the Blue Mosque in Istanbul. The Russians did it in this way with Red Square. The Greeks did it with their temple at the Parthenon. The Romans did it with their own temple to Zeus. The Babylonians did it with their temple. The Shiva Lingam, of course, is the Hindu way of combining male and female, taking you beyond gender. The Sufi temple in Delhi does it this way. The Native American teepee can be seen as a microcosm of the world, reflecting the beautiful mountains and its connection from earth to sky. The Northwest peoples had their totem that represented the deities of the ancestors, the tutelary deities that they pray to, that protect and guide the tribe's cultural unfolding. Even in the middle of nowhere, you have the Rapa Nui, in the middle of the ocean. How did they get those stones there? And who are they gazing off into the distance? For what reason? You have the ziggurat happening in, again, Persia. You have the church spire in medieval Europe. You have the pyramids, right? Tombs of the pharaohs. Yes. The Mosque of Omar in Jerusalem. And then also the temple in Jerusalem. And of course the Golden Temple of Amritsar in the north of India for the Sikhs. Machu Picchu shouldn't be left behind for the Incan tradition, nor should the Mayan temple in Central America. And then, of course, Stonehenge was the Neolithic way of doing this up in the Celtic Isles. But don't think the Chinese have left out the earthly abode where the heavenly forces come through, and neither did the Japanese, finding a way to put the temple in some beautiful natural place to remind you of your affinity with all of nature. All right, that's what I got today. I guess our job is to find our entry into the Axis Mundi, our way of connecting where we are to the other dimensions, the spiritual dimension. Have a great day. See you next week.